Hi guys, this lesson is solving linear inequalities, and the goal is to solve two-step and compound inequalities, and this is just a review from Algebra 1. What I want you to understand is that when you solve a linear inequality, you find out what value of numbers make the inequality a true statement. Now, I've given you these 6 steps to solving a linear inequality, and you're not always going to use all 6 steps, as you're going to see, but I wanted you to have them so for those of you that have difficulty solving inequalities, you can refer back to them. So step 1 is that you get rid of all parentheses by using the distributive property. Step 2 is you combine all like terms if they're on the same side of the inequality symbol. Step 3 is if there are variables on both sides of the inequality symbol, you find the smaller number of variables and eliminate it by adding or subtracting its opposite from both sides. You'll see what I mean also with that. Step 4, cover up the remaining variable. If there's a number left on the same side, you're going to eliminate it by adding or subtracting the opposite from both sides. Step 5, if there's a number in front of the remaining variable, you divide both sides by that number. If the variable has a denominator, you multiply both sides by that number. And step 6, which is something that you do if you have an inequality, is if the number you multiplied or divided by was negative, you flip the symbol of inequality. And after you finish, you should have a letter on one side of the symbol and a number on the other side. All right, here is an inequality. It says negative 6x plus 7 is greater than 25. Well, I don't have any parentheses. I don't have any like terms. I don't have variables on both sides. But I do have a number on the same side with the variable. Now I can't physically show you me covering up the variable. I guess I could kind of do this. And if I did that, you would see that sitting next to that variable is a plus 7. So what I'm going to do is I am going to subtract 7 from both sides. When I do that, I've eliminated the 7s. I have negative 6x equals 18. I'm going to divide both sides by the number sitting in front of the x, and I get x equals negative 3. And in all reality, it is greater than, but because I divided by a negative number, I'm going to flip the symbol of inequality. So instead of greater than, it's now going to be less than. And my final answer is x is less than negative 3. That means if I could pick any number less than negative 3, it would make that original inequality true. Here's another inequality. All right, I'm going to start out. This says 4 times the quantity, 5a plus 3, is less than negative 8. So I'm going to start out by using the distributive property. I have 4 times the quantity, 5a, which gives me 20a, and 4 times 3 is 12, and that's less than negative 8. Again, I don't have anything. No like terms. I don't have variables on both sides. So I look at the number next to the variable, which is plus 12. I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. When I do that, that's gone. I have 20a is less than negative 20. Divide both sides by 20. I have a is less than negative 1. I did not divide by a negative number, so I do not flip the symbol of inequality. So this means if I picked any number less than negative 1, it would make that inequality a true statement. All right, because this was a review, it was a pretty short lesson. So since this is a review, I certainly hope that you had understood this in algebra and that you had already got it. But you're going to do an assignment on paper, and I hope some of you are so good you could teach this. So everyone, be happy, and bye for now.